Just getting through one of my favorite arm workouts, guys. My name is Harjit Chana. I'm just going to take you through the arm workout that I'm doing today. This workout is literally doing my biceps, my triceps. I don't like to waste any time when I'm doing my exercises. I don't want to take long breaks. So although I'm going to work biceps, I'm always going to do a superset. I love superset training. Works better, keeps the heart rate high. So you're burning more calories, more in the fat burning zone at the same time. So if you're trying to lean out and grow lean muscle, a great way to put your workouts together is going and doing superset based training. But as I'm going pretty heavy, I need a little bit more recovery on the muscles before I like to hit the next set on them. So although I do a superset of my biceps and into my triceps, I still want to take roughly a minute and a half rest even after that. So again, I don't like to waste time, so I like to get the workouts done as quick as possible. And for that reason, I'm also throw in some abs, because I like to get the ab routine. Rather than coming in doing separators in the abs, I can kind of combine it in with the workout. So it saves you an extra days of rest in the week. And I like to work that way. So I'm going to add abs and I'm going to go pretty simple on them. So I'm going to be doing literally the floor exercises, just working on the lower, the upper and the midsection of the abs and throwing it in between as I'm finishing each of my biceps and triceps. Because the main focus is the biceps and triceps. So I'm going to go pretty simpler on those ab exercises. So there's not too much stress on that exercise. And then can really just push hard and focus on my biceps and tris. So let's take you through the first exercise that I want to throw in. I like to start with the triceps and then finish off with the biceps. I always find the biceps have that little bit more intensity when you're pulling, so you're going to find that a little bit more exerted and out of breath by the time you finish the biceps when they go heavier. So that's why I prefer to hit the triceps first and then go into the biceps, and then take that sort of rest period I'm going to do, or go into something obviously a lighter and easier where I'm going to be doing ab exercises here. So I'm going to be doing the first exercise of the tricep, and I like to do the tricep extension. When I'm doing the tricep extension here, or known as a skull crusher, so I like to do it on a slight incline bench. It gives me that little bit more comfort and range when I do the exercise. So when I'm grabbing an easy curl bar, that's the best position. I think it gives you a more of a natural hold using the easy curl bar than just a barbell. So I'm going to do it with that bar, and I'm going to go in that incline position. I'm going to show you how I do the exercise, how I find it most comfortable, a couple of pointers to really engage those triceps. And the reason for me to start with this exercise is straight away targets all three tricep heads, so it's a great exercise to start off with. When I do this exercise, I like the slightly closer grip, so coming in, so my wrists and elbows and shoulders pretty much in one line rather than going too wide. So that's a personal preference of how you like it. I also like to come way up on the bench, so my head's almost about to go over the bench pad here, and keep my one foot up so I don't slide back down here. You can probably go with both feet up as well, so you don't slide back down. So here I like to slightly go back, so you're going to feel a slight stretch through that tricep and lats, and that's where I like to hold. That's where I find you get the best contraction through the muscle as well. So I'm not focusing on any contraction through the shoulder at the end of it. So from here I like to just fully extend all the way back and take it behind the head. So that gives you full range of movement, and then basically push through those triceps here. I don't want to bring it forward, because sometimes you can bring it forward, and when you are, it's either sort of engaging into your lats or your chest, but at the same time you could come forward and push, and that little bit there becomes more of a shoulder push, and I don't want to be doing that. So that's something I don't want to do. I want to just concentrate the triceps, hit these extensions, so from here all the way behind the head, and then just pushing out, and that's triceps. I don't want to come any more forward. Fully engage those triceps all the time. Even at the top position, I can feel the stretch in them. So let's move straight over a superset into the bicep. So you're going to grab my weight, going with dumbbells. Find dumbbells is just a great way to start the workout and not going straight onto a barbell curl. So I want to go with the dumbbells first, and just lets me sort of concentrate one at a time and really maximize the most heaviest weight rather than pushing through two straight away. And it sort of balances out your arms. Sometimes you might find one arm stronger than the other, but you want to lift the same weight on both sides. So that's why I like to go with the dumbbell one here first. And when you're doing the bicep exercise, I'm going to go with the alternative bicep curls. And when I do the exercise, I want to make sure I supinate. That's one of the main things you want to do. So rather than just lifting up straight, you want to make sure you supinate, and that's where you're going to get the front and the side of the bicep head. So you want to work both bicep heads together. So definitely doing this one first. And also what you find here, you can bring your arms all the way up and then bring it to the shoulder like this. But what you'll find here is there's a little bit more just momentum. And I find that it kind of as it gets tougher, you seem to work your shoulder more. So as it starts to come here, you'll find that just with this bit, there's a little bit more lift to it. And I find that this shoulder tends to go up. So for that reason, if you're just trying to get those elbows, push it back past the core. And that's more than enough. And if you're just bringing the dumbbell supinating up to the chest, that's full peak contraction there in the biceps. So I don't need to come up and put it other more. It's just more momentum and just using more energy. So I'd rather just focus on the bicep itself. So here with your workouts, you probably most likely end up taking a rest. You can take up to about a minute, minute and a half. But like I said, I want to keep things moving, so I want to incorporate abs into my arm routine. So I'm just going to start off with leg raises. Leg raises is a great one to start because it's probably the most difficult one to do as an ab exercise. So getting those leg lifts and working the low abs. So I like to start with the toughest one first, and then work my way coming through the midsection and working into the upper abs. So I like to get through at least 3 or 4 rounds, depending on how I'm feeling on that day. If I feel pretty good, really feel like pushing myself a little bit further, then I'll go for the 4 sets per every exercise. Today I'm just going for the 3. That's usually sort of the average margin I look at, hitting 3 per every exercise. Sometimes I just do more exercises at the end of it if I finish the workout pretty quickly. I can always just add some more exercises in anyway. So I'm going to go with the 3 sets. Second exercise and pair of sets I'm going to go to, again with the triceps and the biceps superset. I'm going to focus on the pull downs here. You can actually do the same movement in the same skull crusher movement. You're just going to have to go with a reverse hand grip like you would hold a bicep curl. So you can do it with a barbell or an easy curl bar in that sense. But I'm going to go with the pull down. Just gives you that little bit more focus when you're working the cable, so you can really push the weight down and just sort of push that little bit extra weight down into those triceps. And this is a great one if you're definitely looking at increasing your arm size. It's not always about just pumping those biceps out. You need to obviously engage your triceps a lot more, and that doesn't mean doing things like cable pull down, rope pull down, stuff like that. That only hits your lateral head. Here you need the main focus needs to be your rear head. So it kind of gets missed out a lot when you're actually looking at your tricep exercises. So you go for the most favorite ones, but this is a must in your exercise if you especially want to create that arm width. So what I'm talking about is bringing the size and really filling that gap out like when you're wearing a t-shirt. So if you really want to create this width in the arm, then you should be doing this exercise and doing a reverse pull down, and that's going to help you create the size, not doing so many bicep curls. So let's go ahead and hit the reps on here, and then I'll move on to the bicep exercise. So from here I'm going to go reverse grip hold, so you're holding it like you would do a bicep curl. That's what you want to do. Going out pretty wide. Easy curl is the best one to give that good natural movement rather than going with a straight bar. That can just be a little bit extra pressure and uncomfort the way you hold the bar with on your wrist. So I go with the easy curl bar here. So same concept as a pull down. You want to keep those elbows nicely tucked in beside the core, not letting them swing forward, so you haven't got momentum in the movement here. It's just totally fixed here. Lean forward, hips slightly hinged forward. That gives you a better position of being able to push that weight down, and especially when it starts to get really tough near the end and you really want to just get that extra push from here, leaning into a little bit is a great way. But as long as you're keeping those elbows locked in, that'll be great form, and you literally will be working the rear head. I'm going to keep hold of the bar that I used for my tricep skull crushers earlier. What I'm going to do is drop a little bit of weight off. I'm going to use the same bar, easy curl bar, and I'm going to be doing reverse bicep curls. And the reason I jump onto this one now is I want to focus on the outer head of the bicep. Again, one that tends to get missed because you don't really tend to do bicep curls using a reverse hand grip. You tend to always go with the underhand grip when you're doing your dumbbells, when you're doing your barbells, easy curl bars. You tend to always do that particular grip even when you move on to another bicep exercise. So you tend to miss out on working the outer bicep head and obviously hitting that top of the forearm here. So those muscles need to be worked as well. And remember, the outer head is the more visual one when you see from the side angles, when you really work those like rear head triceps, and then you incorporate it with the outer head bicep, is the ones that are more visual from the outside. When you focus too much on the underhand grip, you tend to focus more on the inside of your biceps. So it's slightly always hidden behind the ribs and your armpits here. So that's not the most visual one. So you need to remember to focus also on the outer bicep head, because you want to make that and get that sort of peak, get that roundness in the biceps. So it looks great when you wear your clothes, you've got your t-shirts on. That's what you really want to focus on here. So that's why I like to get this one in after I've hit both heads. Now I'm just working a single head. So I'm going to go with the reverse grip using that same easy curl bar. So here I like to get a neutral grip, so it's kind of straight line through the shoulders, elbows and the wrists, and keeping those elbows tucked in. Just going to get that bar close as I can, bring it towards my chest and not letting those elbows shift anywhere from there. So no momentum in the movement, just slow, controlled, and squeezing at the top. So I'm going to move over to the last 2 exercises to make up 3 exercises per of these muscle groups. And I love this exercise. I'm going to hit the tricep one again first. And I'm going with the dumbbell tricep extension overhead. And I love this exercise now because it really works really great. And just having that particular grip now, because it's not sort of like the way you'd have the overhand grip doing the triceps or skull crushers. So it's going to sort of move away from the rear head, the one I just worked right now. So this is going more into the other 2 tricep heads, really focusing onto the lateral head. So that's the kind of exercise that I'm going to do now. So I've pushed through the rear head and now hit the other 2. So get an overall complete balance of hitting all 3 heads through this arm workout. So let's go ahead and do that exercise. This one I like to just get a good grip first. You just want to get the thumb around the handle here and then overlap the other one over the top and then take it back. Fully extend, so you get a nice little stretch through the lats here. I like that. Push the arms back so you see a little bit further stretch into the chest and the lats, and you want to sort of maintain that position so it's never really coming forward here again. So just keep that stretch in there and then bring the weight as far as you can, sort of touches the upper back, so avoid it touching the neck area. So just sort of leans in, sort of sits over the upper back and then push through. So you want to get the maximum extension you can, so get those arms all the way back. And then just breathe out, pushing through. Again, just jumping straight onto the bicep curls, saving time. Again, I'm gonna do the same bar again, going with the easy curl. Just gonna add a little bit more weight on this time. You'd find that when you're doing the reverse hand grip bicep curls, hitting the outside, you're most likely to lift less weight than you would when you're having the original underhand grip. So I'm gonna go with the underhand grip now. I'm gonna bring it a little bit in because I still want to focus on the outer head. I find the outer head is the more difficult head on the bicep to build and get that peak roundness in the muscle to really sort of display and show. So I'm gonna go with a really close grip. The closer you go with the grip, you find it works into the outer head. The moment you go wider with the grip, then it comes into the inside bicep head. So I still want to focus more on the outer head. So I'm going to go with the close grip using the easy curl bar. And that's the best bar to use here because it gives you the natural hold. And if you're using a barbell, you can do so, but it's going to give you, possibly when the weight gets heavier, get a little bit of pain in your wrist. So I'd go with the more comfortable grip and stick with an easy curl bar here. So I'm going pretty much close. So you're getting as close as you can, so that when you bring the bar down, there's no rubbing of your wrist, sort of restricting you to get your arms fairly straight. Okay, so that's where you want to go. So it's probably about a couple inches gap between the hands, and that's more than enough. And keeping that same position, elbows tucked in beside the core, and just bringing that bar closer to the chin as you can. That's it for my workout, guys. So really pushed out through my arms workout, getting 3 sets per every single exercise here, doing 3 bicep, 3 on the tricep, and also doing 3 different ab exercises to hit and engage all the abdominal muscles. So great overall workout, great pump for the arms. If you guys are looking to build some great size on your arms, this is a great way of doing the workout. This is kind of one of the ones I go to do, so make sure, again, overall balance on the actual arm workout. So you're hitting all the heads, make sure both bicep heads, all 3 tricep heads, as well as that engagement on the core, which I just tend to throw into. So you don't have to add that part in, but definitely arm workout. Make sure we're hitting all of the heads that you need to hit to make sure you maximize a good balance in your muscle growth. So I'm feeling pretty pumped out here. actually feel like they're twice the size right now from when I first started. That's the kind of pump you get. They just literally feel like they're huge. The arms are feeling huge, but you know, that's just the pump in there after doing the workout. So I feel really full. And yeah, to get the growth, make sure the diet is very important. So that's the next step. So when I finish the workout now, so I'm going to get in some great meals and for the rest of the day and so on. So making sure that my recovery stage is great and you're building some good quality lean muscle. You guys like this video? Make sure you smash that like, and also comment down below. Let me know your thoughts about this video. Any other comments you'd like to make about this video and what you saw in it, or some other advice you might like about your arm workouts. So make sure you drop something and I'll definitely get back to you. But that's it from this video, guys. So don't forget, make sure you keep working out and stay strong.